Hey everyone, hope everyone's having a good weekend. Pretty excited to go over this new script we're going to be releasing soon. There is a lot of information in it and a lot of little toggles, settings. So we're going to start so that this doesn't take too long. First thing you're going to notice is I got the script here. It's not added to my chart. I got no candles showing, and that's because I like to plot my own candles, especially if I'm using multiple candles. For example, this script has the option to do regular candles and Heikin-Ashi candles. So you pick your market, time frame, hide the candles that are on it, and then when you add the chart, you're going to see that we plot the candles. There's no data because everything is disabled. This comes with a moving average cross strategy as well as a B-bands, your Bollinger Bands. So what we're going to do then is, now that we've got our candles, open up the settings, and we're going to see that there's quite a bit in here. The first thing we're going to notice is that you can now set it just in the script whether you're on an altcoin or Forex. Right? So right now we're on Bitcoin or commodity, so everything's in a dollar. So if we actually activate one of the strategies, we'll do the moving average. So once you activate the strategy, this is your actual price. You've moved $10 on average. It's been your trade. Makes sense. But if we were to switch to an alternative currency like Pinkcoin, you see that the numbers no longer add up or make sense, hard to read. So all you do is tell the script you're on an altcoin, and now it's all in Satoshis. So your average trade here has been 3 Satoshis so far. Same would go for Forex. Right, we'll go to Euro USD. Let the script know that we're on Forex. There's probably not been any trades, so we'll go back some more days so we get something. And now everything's in pips. So your average trade is just under 3 pips. So 2.73 pips. Hope that makes sense. So now we'll go back to our perpetual swaps on BitMEX. Go back to 23 days. The reason I like to start with just one day, today, depending on the amount of trades, or yesterday and today, is because I like to kind of feel the emotion as if I was actually trading this. So we're going to get off Forex, go back to actual Bitcoin. Right now you can tell we've been losing money since yesterday. Today is halfway through the day. So the last 24 hours, 36 hours, we've been going down. But you can see if we started it the day before that, down pretty much ever since, every day, just losing money. Oh, there we can see we had a good day. Kind of sideways for a bit, just continuously down for the most part. Right, but there's the kicker. Right, so many people, so many bots out there already. They see just those couple good days and they think everything's good. So looking at that, you went from 0 over 2 days. You went from 0 to up 7, almost 800 in profit, and then you spent a week watching all your profit disappear, probably hoping and assuming, maybe even leaving it running, because this could happen again. The problem is it's not consistent, and the emotions that you're going to endure through this. But it actually did good there for 4 or 5. There was a little sideways there. So yeah, so when you first turned this on, you suffered a little bit of a lost a little bit, but then you got 3-4 days where she did pretty good. And then about 7-8 days of nothing but throwing your money away. You're back at a little bit of a loss. Once you take away your fees and commissions, you're at quite a bit of loss. So you wouldn't want to run that, but that is also why I like to go through it one day at a time using the backtest component. Everyone's pretty familiar with that one. The moving average cross, it's not actually a cross, I shouldn't say that. What it does is it checks if the close is less than moving average 1, and moving average 1 is below moving average 2. I'm going to have to fix that little 1 to a 2 there. This actually can be played with again once we get down to the pyramiding settings, which I'll touch on probably right after the Bollinger Bands. So we'll turn the moving average off. We'll see what it looks like with the Bollinger Bands active. Right, so here it's what you would expect. It's when you cross the bottom, you're going to long. When you cross the top, you short. Again, you can adjust your settings for the Bollinger Bands here. Also, the colors are new. I don't know if you noticed. The short, if it goes green, it's because we're in profit. Red, we're in loss. The short's been in profit, the short went loss, ended up closing around break even. That long was pretty much a loss from the get-go. Right, huge loss here, a little bit of a profit here, closed. The short saw profit for about 5 candles, and then poof, nothing. Take your loss, go long, pretty much break even after sitting in loss. And a lot of visuals with the new script, a lot of control over it as well. So we're looking at the Bollinger Bands, pretty standard, pretty straightforward. Turn them off, we'll go back to the moving average. Only because I'm more familiar with the moving average and it's less trades, so it gives us a better idea of what's happening. Big win here on the short. A big win like that, and not even a dent. Not even a dent compared to what you've lost using this strategy as is. So we'll open our settings back up, and we're going to play with a few of the different settings in here. We'll zoom in a little bit. Oh, just lost my settings again. Kind of use this, see if we can use this to shorten this long. Get this out of our way. So we have now pyramiding. Everyone's familiar with pyramiding. Now we have 3 different options with it. You can pyramid if it's less than 1 order. You can exactly if it's 1 order, or you can do if it's greater than a certain amount. So because the moving average actually uses not the cross, but it uses the candles that are outside or below the 2 moving averages, or for a short it would be above. If we were to actually do 2 orders, we should see, right, a duplicate. So there was 2 candles here that were actually above. And we'll go 3 candles. There was a 3rd one there. Oh, just 3, 4. Oh yeah, they're still going 5. And as you can see, it's adjusting the average of our order. This is new as well. So we're kind of bringing down the red. It's getting a lot darker red though. So we're in some orders. We're in the deep. Now as you can see, right, so pyramiding less than, we're up to 13 orders before we do anything. If we use the equal to, so go back to that and then do equal to, you'll see it'll only actually place, what did we lose here? Yeah, so the first one is right here. We ignored all the other ones and we placed the 13th one. Right, so if we go back to 0 here, we'll ignore the first one and wait for 13 candles. Essentially, if you wanted to confirm, click off of it so it goes away. Right. Now if you wanted to place everything after 13, you'd go 0 again there, 13 here. We're probably going to see a ton of orders. And there we go. So a bunch of different options with the pyramiding alone. We'll just go 1. Make it a little standard. So that's your pyramiding. After that we have our trailing stop. Now because it's, I turned it on but everything's 0, so as soon as we open an order it's going to close the order. What's new with the trailing stop is you can actually activate it now. So by activating it, what we mean by that is if I'm in a long, it's going to wait till the long sees a $20 profit if we do 20 here before the trailing stop even kicks in. So we should see the plot now. So this is where we're going to activate our trailing stop. So we're going to use this order here because it hits it. So we got our trailing stop. Once the trailing stop has been activated, then the crosshairs will turn into the line, which is now your trailing stop. Because the trailing stop setting is currently at 0, it's the same point. But if we wanted to trail stop by $20 after this, you can see that it comes up. So we've activated, now we're watching our trailing stop, and we go with our trailing stop until it closes above it, you're out. That's our trailing stop. And then we have typical take profit. Again, when it's at 0, you're going to close it right away. But we want a $20 profit. You can see the purple hashes here. That's your take profit until finally it crosses. You got out of your order. Pretty standard. Change it to 30. This will come down $10. Took your profit. So on and so on. 40. so on. This goes all across the chart. You can see all your take profits. All the take profits were not hitting with this strategy. Pretty much the exact opposite for the stop loss. We're going to see the red crosshairs show up. And we're right at 0. So we'll go back to 0 here. We'll do a $20 stop loss. Stop loss will come up. Now we just got to find an order where it hits. Here's one that it hit. So the longs going, comes down, crosses our hashes, boom, out of your order. And it is same concept for your margin call. Once you put it there, your plot, your leverage is at 1, so accurately you're not going to get margin calls. But if we were to go to 100 times leverage, right, now you can see your margin call. You can see this high right here came across it, so we'll mimic having gotten out 200 times. I think you could only go 100 times on BitMEX, but if this was Forex, right, 200. None of the brokers we are integrated with Autoview going higher than that, but if you're not using Autoview and you're just using this strategy, there are some out there that go 1,000 times leverage. Insanity. If you can find a way to profit with this, good for you. I would not recommend it going. That's insane. That's all I'm gonna say. That's insane. So essentially, I believe I've covered all this. We'll go over it again. You get to choose what market you're on, so all your back test numbers make sense. You can play with the dates as per usual. You got your Heiken Ashi candles, so you can flip them on and off at any time. You've got a moving average cross and a Bollinger Bands cross. Right now, if you turn them both on, the Bollinger Band takes precedent. However, I hope to be able to let you essentially use them both at the same time. I might play with that a little bit before I actually release this script. B-Bay lengths, right? So you got your pyramiding and then all your different stops. I hope this makes sense, guys. I hope a lot of people find this a lot easier to use and build systems. I know the biggest issue we've had with Autoview is Autoview works really well doing what it does. The problem is that it does require everyone to build their own strategy and essentially come up with their own scripts. Not a lot of people out there are developers. Pine's a language all on its own, so even if you have dabbled in other languages, you still have to learn Pine. So we're hoping to release more of these scripts that kind of cover the basis for everyone. I know there's a couple other developers in the community that are going to start taking the same route, where the developers are going to kind of cater to, Autoview is going to cater to these developers, and the developers are going to cater to the traders, and hopefully we as a community can come up with some pretty awesome systems. If anyone ever has any questions or concerns, you know to reach us. I'm CryptoRox, CRYPTOROX on TradingView and Twitter, or you can join us in our Slack. Get an invite by going to slack.with.pink, or you can send us a private message or anything like that.